Next question that I perceive to be rather important is, do you speak any other languages than English? Because this is an institute of art, there are many cultures that are going to be represented in the people who are coming to this museum. In short, no, I don't speak any other languages other than English fluently. Uh, I used to be passable in Spanish. I used to have Latin, but I've let that slip as well. But I could pick that up if it is necessary for the job. The next question is, can you explain the cultural importance of a piece of art or literature to a group of people? In short, yes, I can, but I do need to do my homework on the art piece first. I can't look at a piece of art and say, this is why it's culturally relevant and this is why it's important, other than to say, this is a reflection of the times the artist was in while they were making this piece. So, with research and with time and with consideration, I can make a good explanation and a good argument of why a piece is culturally relevant to a society now and when it was made. This is a curveball question. How many ties do you think have been made before? This question is typically given in interviews to see how fast the interviewee is with his or her thinking and how creative they are. So, there are probably close to I would say 2 billion ties in the world. And let me explain why I think that. Because in Asia, it's very common for people to wear ties. And China has around 1 billion people in their population, so 500 million men. And then going from there, probably a quarter of that are going to be people who wear ties. But those people are probably going to have more than one tie. So that probably over 300 million ties in China, if not more. I'm probably lowballing that, so I'll put 400 million there. Then in Japan, along with that, it's a very common and very strict business culture there, where you are supposed to wear that tie, and you're going to want to have more than one tie. So over there's probably 17 million ties, if not more. Then moving to the US, we have a lot of people who still wear ties for jobs, and then they own more than one tie, or they have ties that they just never wear, but they forgot in the back of the closet. So I would put the number roughly at 300 billion ties, now that I've thought about it a little more. Back to the normal line of questioning. How are you going to keep children from running in your group? Hopefully I can just keep them in my group by the sheer force of personality and how engaging I am with the kids. But that's a lot of hopes and wishes. Hopefully I can rely on chaperones for the group to actually help herd the children and youngsters where they need to be. If a teenager is running off in the Minneapolis Institute of Art, I'm not going to be doing much to stop them, because that's some legal liability there. and I don't really particularly wish to be sued at this point in time for accosting a minor. So, there's not much I can do other than be rather engaging, and hopefully the chaperones know their own group and the teachers know their group well enough to stay close to the ones who are runners. This question is, describe a time where you had to explain a complex topic to a diverse group. There are a lot of times where this actually has happened, but the most recent has been when I was working with the Royal Ranger program, which is a program in Minnesota. Well, it's actually a national and international program, but I was working with the Minnesota branch in a Native American reservation, and I had to explain to the group of kids I was with why we were doing what we were doing and why we were helping and the history of what was going on. And they're like 10 and 12-year-olds in that range. And in short, I had to explain how reservations got there and how deals were made and how words were broken. I should say promises were broken, not words. And how it was helpful for us to just be good neighbors to them.